seems I should say good afternoon to all of you. Guru Purnima झाली. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Why I am starting like this? The basic fundamental of ethics, bioethics, etiquettes, whatever you want to say, these lie in this Gurukul tradition. And then I am coming to the great man who is immortal, who is among us. That's why I say in the fond memory of great Dr. Abdul Kalam. I continue. This is the topic given to me. Okay, fine, I will not stick to it. And now my name. The spelling here I saw that was Rajderkar. Der kafi hai. Ded kyun? So I just mentioned my name because since my matriculation, I have faced so many difficulties in my passing certificates and then degrees and all that. So Rajderkar. Rajderkar is Rajderkar. Okay, anyway, all other accessory information. Going ahead. Would like to quote all this. Probably most of us know this. And this was very recently told by a person called as Lord Macaulay, 1835 February. We are now going to learn bioethics and law in relation to human life and human health from the others. The irony. We need to introspect why we are doing all this and then how can we overcome our inferiority complex. I am standing here in a very nicely, I don't mean actually it fits me, but a suit and all that. I should have been here in a non-formal dress, but the tradition since about 150 years that forbids me from coming here in pajama and kurta. Anyway, going ahead. Law. No, sorry. The set of rules and all that. Yes. I will not go into details because when I came here, I learned that most of the doctors here are legal experts, medical legal experts. Then there are lawyers and then there are judges. Now here I request, I am not very good in English. If some sentence or some word comes up which does not fit there properly, don't take it otherwise. Now the types of law. These depend on two things. The source and the parties involved. We know this. Why I mentioned this? Because we start with the basics. The basic thing, as I learned in the community medicine, in preventive and social medicine, that define everything. Define everything properly, give the operative definition at least. So that we stick to that definition and we go ahead. And that's why I am trying to give a small definition of everything. Now, how laws were developed? Was this? It was there? Truth and justice, the carving for all that? Or was it the good habits and bad habits? Or safety first? Now we can think of the honesty, integrity. If we have these two components, we get the safety, we get the justice, we have good habits, and then we can think of the ethics and respect. So this is the origin of law. And I come to norms now. Now norm is a word, actually it has been derived from the scale. It's the carpenter's square or carpenter's rule. The origin. Origin is Latin norma. Now it has become a sociological concept. Why I chose this word, sociological concept? Because the sociology or social bias is very, very important for all of us, whether we talk of bioethics, ethics, law, etiquettes, anything or manners, whatever. Now that means we are talking of certain standards. If we talk of all these norms lead to normality, then we have other word mores, from that morality, and then values, and then virtues, and codes, and guidelines. Now here comes the role of rules, regulations, acts, etc., etc., which are called as laws. And these laws are always related to ethics, directly or indirectly, proportionally or disproportionately. Now, if we talk of ethics and morality, we have talked about law. Okay. Simple basic things. I am not going into the say advanced activities, but the habits, customs, and behaviors. These are the say fundamentals on which the ethics and morality are based, and the behavior that's related to habits. Everyone knows probably habits die hard, especially the bad habits. If we make some efforts to remove this, the H is gone, but a bit of that remains. Make more efforts. This is. I was asked sometimes in a certain brain tweezer and brain quiz in college, what is your habit? What is your hobby rather? I said sleeping. And then if you get more time, I said more sleeping. So that is a habit. Now, if I want to change that habit, I have to make some efforts. I tried to make some effort, but a bit of that remained, and I make some more efforts. Bit of that still remains. Continuing, I try more, but it remains there. It's the habit. Because bad habits die hard. Now this thing, I actually wanted to have a picture of a person spitting there, but it won't look very good. Because spitting is our national habit. It is more than 2.5 times of the coal production every day. How much is the soil pollution? You just imagine. And we never bother about it. No town, no area, no village is exempted. On an average, a single individual spits at least 8 times per day. Those who don't spit, then you can calculate the spitters and their volume. Forget it. We'll continue. Habits can die. Habits can go if they are bad. But for that, efforts are to be made, and we don't know how to make the efforts, and that's why all this. But ultimately, if we come to a conclusion, if I am a smoker, I have to leave smoking, I have to put that cigarette, and that's all. That's the end. The surgical precision that is called in medicine is applicable for habits. Because these are related to knowledge, attitudes, and practices. Now, I ask you, is there anything beyond this knowledge, attitudes, and practices for individual, for family, for the groups, for masses, for the nation, about the laws and regulations? No. So, the focus is on knowledge, attitudes, and practices. But the problem is, this happens every time. We get ourselves chained everywhere for no reason. That's the mental chain. And that's why we follow the dictum given to us from somewhere outside. We don't know what is within our own country. We never know that this is our nation, this is our country. Apla Rashtra, Apla Rashtrachi Mahati, nobody knows. And here I would like to share with you what are the qualities of a doctor. Doctor may be a private general practitioner up to the Vice Chancellor of any university. The patient care, no problems. This probably will be my photo after about 20 years teaching. Rather education I should mean. And then the managerial role, the administration. Behaving within the rules and regulations. And now coming to this, what is all this? You are saying this. It's an optical illusion, okay, fine. But how it is created? The answer to this lies in working on what is the mechanism behind that. More important is not what, why and how. That is research. If we do research, we can improve the medical care, we can improve the educational activities, we can improve the administration, we can improve the laws as well. And all this is for the country. The worst problem that we face, the intelligence faces, is we talk of ourselves for ourselves, never for the country. What is beneficial to the country, we have lost that thought totally, with due respect to everybody. Now, legal medicine, Madam has told. Now, the medical books say that it is something called as forensic medicine, FMT. Now see, the roles are, the activity is the same. When the lawyer does it, it is jurisprudence. When a doctor does it, it is forensic medicine. That means the same thing is perceived in different manner. But that means the lawyers as well as the doctors have to go hand in hand. Madam, you have said very, very correctly. Yes, we need to be together. It is not you and me, it should be we. Bioethics, the introduction has been made. Now, bioethics applies to all the professions. That's very important. The ethical issues that are seen, that are found out in day-to-day life in relation to our profession, what are the solutions that can be there is bioethics, nothing else. The principles, we know, autonomy, beneficence, justice. And what else our Constitution says? Constitution also says the same thing. The most important, top priority as per my knowledge, because my father was a legal advisor to CID, he was police prosecutor. He used to tell me that in Supreme Court, humanitarian ground is valued most, if I mistake not. So humanity, justice, everything is given in Constitution, and we are borrowing everything from our own Constitution, or rather the foreigners have borrowed it and they have put it in front of Indians that this is the principle of bioethics. Okay, fine, we'll go ahead. Now this is another definition. Here I am incorporating biology, legal aspects and medicine. I am talking of the emerging situations, possibilities, etc., etc. Okay, I'll go ahead. I am running short of time, I know. So, legal medicine and bioethics. Now, once again the repetition. We are back to square one. Now, this only means that law and medicine must work hand in hand. But then, why there are cases of medical negligence? If we are talking of bioethics, that means we have not talked of bioethics consciously with an analyzing effort up till now. What we were taught by the teachers like Dr. Sancheti. He never taught me actually, physically, but he is my teacher. Why I say that he is my teacher? Because he has imparted those values, those norms, those etiquettes, those manners to be displayed in the community, and that too with the total honesty and sincerity. But that was for us. Probably my generation failed in teaching my students, and that's why all this mess, and that's why I am here to talk in front of all of you. Okay, we go ahead. Because the basic thing is that we forget that we are the responsible citizens and civilized human beings. Civilized human beings is the word I focus, I emphasize. And where from the civilization starts? एकमेकांकडे बघून हसायला पारखे होतोय आपण. दुसरं कोणी हसलं वेडायला का काय हसतं माझ्याकडे बघून ओळखा नाही पाळत नाही. मी पुण्याबद्दल नाही म्हणत बरं. आय एम मेकिंग अ जनरल स्टेटमेंट. बट दिस इज द ट्रूथ. And that's why we need to communicate with each other. If I cannot communicate with you, all is useless. All goes to dogs. Now, okay, medical negligence. Simple things. But most of the times, the medical negligence nowadays coming up is having the gross component, bulk component of money. I am not going into dissection of all that short of time. But we need to understand that medicine has a strong socio-cultural bias, and that's why the laws may not be ethically acceptable, and vice versa. The ethical considerations may not stand legally. That is the worst situation that we are facing. That's why we need to come together, balance everything, so that we can have a proper system, not a fragmented, fractionated, divided system. Now examples, euthanasia, less said the better. MTP, recently the judgment, 14 years girl. Now I am coming to this point. Over the period of say about 15,000 years, our culture says that the marriage is an institution. What is the reason? It must be related to procreation, which has the social acceptability. And then there are norms and values which are to be implemented. Now here what will happen? Same-sex marriage. Can they have children? No. Then, will they go for adoption? Yeah? Yes. That means we are indirectly trying to encourage the production of illegitimate or orphans, so that they can be handed over to others. We never give such a useless thought, because that is useless, that is not of use to nobody. But I am talking like this because I understand that adoption is a good thing from humanitarian point of view. But encouraging adoption beyond certain limit is useless. It is sinful, it is criminal. Female genocide. Unfortunately, I am a national inspector about PCP NDT. I have come across so many things, so many issues. Malpractice, less said the better. Malpractice could be of any time, any kind, whatever. Bogus doctors. But bogus doctor does not mean the doctor who does not have the degree. I am also talking about the competence, professional competence of the doctors in every possible field. If I am a postgraduate, I must have the basic knowledge of medicine. And then beyond that, my professional competencies, I have to think about, I have to refine them. Otherwise, it will all be stale. And I'll only be a person who has the degree, I will not be qualified as a doctor. And that's what should be the definition of a bogus doctor. If we do not try to, say, polish our knowledge every now and then. This has been addressed by Madam. Post-mortem, yeah. So there are a lot many issues. I am giving just few examples. Everybody else can give at least 10 more examples each. Now, I have talked about all this. My sole purpose is this, to confuse everybody. No knowledge, no confusion. If we are knowledgeable, we have knowledge, we will not be confused. If anybody is confused, the answer is there. We need to get disoriented so that we can think, we can poise, we can analyze, we start communicating with each other, not otherwise. Why I wanted to discuss all this? I wanted to communicate. I just wanted to communicate the basic things. It's not about being conclusive. It's being effective is more important. If we can communicate, if at the end of all this, if you tell me that you are a fool, I'll accept it. But I want some such comment. No praises only. And this was by Bo Bennett, who has quoted this. And all this is, the purpose of all this is, I want to see the community like this. As a doctor, as a responsible citizen, as a teacher. From childhood to the old age. Lot many problems everybody faces. We cannot enumerate this in, say, 15, 20 or so many minutes. No. If this happens, then only we can see the globe properly, we can judge the globe properly. This is what I wish to tell all of us, including myself once again. Because we are eagles. But we consider ourselves sparrows most of the times. Cross all the hurdles, reach the bounds, go beyond the bounds, reach the targets, create more and more targets. That's what I mean to say through this interaction. But please remember, please, everything must be for the nation. That is the message I want to deliver. If you accept this, I'll say thanks, but after that I'll show you one thing, and I want your response. This is not the response. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. This is what I want to inculcate in everybody. This is our nation, national flag. Respect it. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.